And I suppose now moving on to your book, Jeff, love the book for Forever Employable. And I think there you talk about these 5 qualities which are needed to be forever employable. And I think they're entrepreneurialism, self-confidence, continuous learning, improvement, and reinvention. Do you just want to give a quick high-level overview of the book? Would that be okay, Jeff?
Absolutely. So Forever Employable is my most recent book. It's about a year old now. It's the 4th book that I've written. It's also the most different. The first 3 books were really focused on either technology or the business of technology or the process of technology. But Forever Employable really says, look, take all the things that you've learned about digital product development and design and apply them to your career in such a way that creates this career, this opportunity magnet. Right? Like I talked about it before, where you're attracting opportunities towards you. You can call it a career safety net. You can call it a reputation or a personal brand or a network, or Dorie Clark calls it recognized expertise, right? That's what you're ultimately doing. And the book describes, starting from that story when I turned 35, sort of how I went about doing this and how others have done this. They've taken their expertise, their experience, their passion, and they've created a platform, a content platform around themselves that advertises their expertise to the world, builds an audience, builds a network, and attracts opportunities towards them. And to do that, and so the book is very specific and very practical and tactical about how to do that. But to do that, one thing I discovered in myself were these 5 qualities that you just mentioned: entrepreneurialism, self-confidence, continuous learning, improvement, and reinvention. And I believe that in the conversation we've had so far, we've covered the need for these qualities. So entrepreneurialism, right? It's about you taking control of your career and really treating it as a startup or as a product or as a service. Self-confidence is the ability to put yourself out there and claim some aspect of your industry, your domain as your own, to say, look, I am an expert in X. Right? Continuous learning is about saying, look, the world is moving, and I'm going to stay hungry. I'm going to stay curious. I'm going to stay skeptical. And so I've got to understand. I'm going to consume continuously articles, blog posts, tweets, podcasts, whatever it is, right? Books. And because of that, I'm going to improve what I'm offering. So as I'm learning things, right, there's this sense of continuous improvement. Look, the way that I do what I do today, which I've been doing for over 10 years, is radically different than the way I did it 10 years ago. Fundamentally, the content's the same, but I do it much, much differently because I've learned, I've gotten better. And then lastly, reinvention. Reinvention is the key to longevity because there's tons of opportunity sort of beyond, we tend to look in a very narrow focus about, like, I solve problems for these people in this domain and only in this domain. But the reality is that if you think about sort of the root things that you help people do, and then get curious and experimental about, well, how can I do that same thing, but in a different domain? So I'll give you, so instead of being so vague, let me be specific, right? So I teach digital product development teams how to focus on the customer, how to be more agile, how to design and build great products, how to build cultures that build great products, right? The things that I teach people how to do have direct and broad application in adjacent disciplines like human resources or finance or legal or marketing, who never hear about this kind of stuff. And one of the things that I've been actively doing is repositioning myself in these worlds, particularly human resources, to teach them how to bring product thinking and design thinking and agility and customer centricity to the world of HR. And that's reinventing myself in a whole new domain, which is massive and provides me a whole new set of opportunities to attract towards myself.